everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining class 2 of our quarterly planning masterclass. Can I get that out? My name is Michelle Anuntua, co-owner of Harmony's Divine Design, where I work alongside the awesome T Weaver. At Harmony's Divine Design, we focus on new and seasoned entrepreneurs achieving their goals. So we do this by offering one-on-one business coaching as well as online classes such as this one, and products and services to help you streamline your workflow. So tonight we're going to be talking about SMART goals. So let me know if that is a term that maybe you guys have heard before, maybe you've even used it. Let me know what's going on with that.
I think I've heard it. I think I've heard people talk about it.
Okay, Tamika says she doesn't think she has. Okay, so pretty much SMART goals is a method that you can use for your business and even for personal that will help you pretty much map out your goals. So we all have this great big idea of what we want our business to look like, you know, how we want to feel within our success maybe. And sometimes we just may not know how to get there. So we have the vision in mind. We know what we're supposed to be doing, but the steps kind of get a little fuzzy sometimes. So when you use a method such as the SMART goal, what that does, it helps you pretty much get all those wonderful ideas out of your mind and into an action plan that you can actually tackle. Hi, sweetie. That you could actually tackle, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys and we can dive in. Alrighty. You guys can see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Lena.
Hi.
All right. So from goals to action, mastering goal setting and quarterly planning. So why do we actually need goals? Our goals is pretty much, like I said, is our overall view of what we want to achieve, right? Now, with our goals, we actually need to put action plans in place. Because if we don't have any action behind our goals just stay as a dream. It just stays locked in our minds, something that we could do maybe one day. But if we don't put action behind it, how can we bring it to fruition? Right? So breaking goals into steps, it helps you create clarity and focus on what it is you are working towards. It actually gives you a way to measure your progress and know that, guess what? You are on the right track. You are doing what it is that you're putting your mind to. So define your end goal. So right now, this part, I'm going to do a little interactive with you guys. So when it comes to your business, what is the big picture that you see for yourself? How do you see your company? I'd say by both starts, I'm gonna start with a smaller view within the next 3 months. So we're coming in to our first quarter. So that runs from January to March. And within that 3 month span, as we approach the new year, what goal do you have for your business? You can drop it in the chat or you could go ahead and hop on a mic.
Can you repeat it again, the last part?
Sure. So for the first 3 months of the year, name one goal that you have for your business.
Okay, so for me, is taking small actionable steps, because my brain is big and my ideas I'm bombarded all over the place. So I have to reel it in, Nicola, reel it in. And what I've been doing is working 30, 40 minutes, taking 20 minutes off, working 30, 40 minutes, taking 20 minutes off, instead of trying to compile my list, my long 50 plus things I'm going to do in a day list, and make it down to 3 to 5 things that I want to get done, whether it's for the business or in the things that I need to do for the household. But the most thing that is consistent. Lord, this baby got the cartoons on. He's watching. Come put Panda pour.
It's okay. My little one downstairs with his fire truck, so y'all might hear a siren or two.
So what I have to do, what I have to do is like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is the days that I'm with my grandson. But starting the first of the year, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have to do that anymore, because my son has changed his work schedule to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So he'll have them Monday through Thursday, which is going to free up all. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm sorry. So I instead of trying to have 15 things on my list, I'm going to have 3 to 5 things on my list to do daily, and check them off as I do them. Yeah. No more long lists for me.
I love that. I love that. Hi, how can I purchase a replay? I won't be able to stay for the entire call. Okay, Denise, in regards to the replay, I'll provide that information in a moment. Nicola, what you are doing is literally doing SMART goals without knowing it. So, when it comes to our to-do list, like she said, we have our business life, we have our personal, and a lot of times those lists can be extensive, right? We're running households, we're running companies. Some of us are still working 9 to 5s. So it can very easily become and feel overwhelming trying to balance everything. Now, with the method that she was talking about, dwindling that list down, that is something that is so beneficial, because, and especially her working in increments as well. So for myself, one thing that I did to assist me in building up my consistency was working in 30 minutes a day. I was focused on my business. I was carved it out. And what that did, it potentially grew to me being able to work on it as I would a 9 to 5. Let's see, let me go ahead and check the chat. Thank you for that, Nicola. So Alina mentioned create at least 2 other class offerings. I love that. I love that. When it comes to your class offerings, map out, one of your goals can be perfecting your launch for your classes, right? So one thing that we need to get in practice of when it comes to, providing classes or some type of online session or a new product is getting into that pre-launch, launch, and post-launch stage. So before you have your class, build up that momentum through your marketing, your advertising of it, through your content. For the launch, let them know the class is active, when it's going on. And then your post-launch is your follow-up. So anybody that may have missed it, replays and, any other extra bonuses and stuff. So I definitely love for you creating at least 2 other classes. So that's awesome. Now, Denise, in regards to the replay, all the replays, once the final session tomorrow is completed, will be available on my Teachable site, which is, I'll drop that in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So once the replay is made available, I'll definitely send out an email to all of you guys letting you know. And you can purchase it if you're interested. So thank you for that. Tanya noted, get processes in place so that my biz can flow smoothly since I also have a 9 to 5. Yes, yes. One thing that I will say, a goal for all of us should be finding ways that we can make it a little easier for ourselves, right? So, as an entrepreneur, we are the customer service rep, we're the creators, we're the sales team, we're the marketing team, we're PR, we are everything, right? So, when it comes to those processes, maybe a bottleneck might be and when I say bottleneck, I mean an area that you get stuck in. Say, for instance, it could be email campaigns. That could be a goal for you to improve for this first quarter. Find a way to automate it if you can. So, finding those little avenues to assist you will definitely be beneficial. So, Tanya, thank you for noting that in the chat. All right. Oh, Nicola, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So when it comes to your big picture goals, this is where the SMART goals kick in. So you want them to be specific, right? So you don't want it to be something that is so far out that it will deter you if you can't reach it within your timeline, right? So say, for instance, if, okay, I'll use AI Fusion. If, say, for instance, if we wanted to host a big event, we would have to take our time to really be specific on what it is that we want to do. We would have to be measurable. So, how are we going to do it? How are we going to be able to process it and go through it? Time bound. What are the deadlines? So if we're doing a big event and there's a lot of moving pieces, when do you have certain pieces turned in? How are we communicating to each other? What is our time frame before the event occurs? The same thing for your business. If you are, say, creating your website for the first time, right? This is something that you want to do within your first 90 days. Well, that means that you're going to have to build out a list of the actions that you're going to have to take to get there. So it might be doing research on what may be your best provider for your site. The next one, if you are good at building websites, you could build it out yourself, or do you have to hire out somebody to make it easier for yourself? Purchasing your domain. And when it comes to your domain, making sure you have a business name that you want to stick with. So these are the things that go into your overall goals, right? They're like little bite-sized to-dos that follow underneath them. All right. So work backwards to identify tasks. When it comes to your goals, it is called reverse engineering. So when it comes to Nicola, as an example, she said that she is starting to create a process for herself, a working process, which is the 30-minute increments with the 20-minute breaks, as well as breaking down her to-dos. Now, when it comes down to that, the question, what needs to happen first, second, and third, are key questions to ask, because now you're going to start prioritizing your to-dos. Because we can sit down and write a to-do list of 10 things, but all 10 things are not top priority to be actioned on at that moment. Okay. We need to start prioritizing what needs to be actioned. And when we do that, it allows us to focus. And before you know it, maybe your goal was to do 3 things that day, but you got on a roll. And before you know it, you knocked off 5. So when you start looking at it from action steps, it starts to become a little bit easier because now you start building your confidence on knocking things down. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to a checklist for me and I can cross something off, that makes me so happy on the inside. It does. It makes me so, I'd be like, oh, that's a win. I ain't got to worry about it right now. Oh, that's a win. So, when it comes to your goals for your business, I want you to get that little, oh, that's a win. I got them emails out. Oh, that's a win. I did my content today, and celebrate those little things. If you have had conversations with me or seen me in other places, you may know I'm the queen of the happy dance. Like when I when I get excited, when I accomplish something, I just can't help it. So that's the feeling I want you guys to feel as you accomplish your goals for your business. Like you just can't contain that joy because you are putting forth that action and that momentum to get things done. Okay. So again, when it comes to the what needs to happen first, second, and third, like I said, our example was building a website. So as you see here in the below, week 1, research website platforms. Week 2, choose a platform and create a design plan. That's how you guys need to start dissecting your overall goals. So say your overall goal might be, okay, I want to grow my target audience by 100 members on Facebook. Okay, by the first quarter. Okay, so how can we do that? Well, for one, do you have a Facebook business page that you can attract them to? If you don't, well, then that would be something on your to-do list. Another one, have you tried maybe doing a group first to get interaction and engagement and let them know that your business page is there? If not, that might be an option for you. So that would be a to-do. If you have a business page, then what you can do is run advertisements from that business to assist you in getting likes and follows on Facebook. And you don't have to pay a lot of money. You could pay $1 a day for these ads. And that can actually build up your audience. So depending on what your goal is, remember there's always those mini steps along the way to get you there. It's not the fact that your goal is not achievable. We just need to dissect it and break it down a little bit more on how you can get it. All right. So let's be real. Life be lifing. Life will come in the most unexpected times, right? It happens. It happens to all of us. For instance, last night I was supposed to teach this class. ChatGPT and everything in its mama went down last night. My little one was screaming and hollering. So my mind was not in the right space. So what I did for the people that came, which I'm very gracious and humble for, I let them know that I would be unavailable because I wasn't able to show up the way that I knew I could and put my best foot forward. And I provided them with the materials and information from the class before so that when they came tonight, they would be on pace. So was I expecting for all of that to happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. However, because I had materials together from the previous class and I was able to see them and communicate with them, I was able to resolve that. So when it comes to our businesses, obstacles are going to come. We are going to hit those speed bumps in the road. Okay. And the thing about it is, when we hit them, we have to be proactive. And what that means is we might hit them, but it doesn't stop us. We have and a contingency plan or an alternate plan on how we can pivot around it. Okay. So, proactive problem solving, identify common obstacles such as time, lack of skills, or finances. If something in your goal, you know, may demand a little bit more than what you have or can do at the moment, yes, that might be an obstacle, but think of proactive ways that you can maybe cut cost or explore free option in the meantime. And then as it resolves itself, then you can move, then it'll be your time to move forward. Those contingency plans and those backup plans are very imperative because, again, you know, systems can go down, things may not be acting right, a shipment may not have gone the way that it was supposed to. So we know that all these things can happen. And just being proactive and having an alternate in place can save you time, save you your patience, and it can wind up saving you money in the long run by just being prepared. Okay. All right. So stay flexible and stay focused. When it comes to our goals and making those action steps, for those that might like to do it digitally and have a visible tracker, there are two good resources that I have used in the past, which are Trello and Asana. Okay. Okay, Tanya, no problem. Um, Trello and Asana. So, what they are, they're pretty much project management tools that help you keep track of what it is you're working on. And they create a structure where you can have your overarching topic and then the action steps underneath. Excuse me. So, as you go through it, you can go ahead and tick it off and you can visibly see the progress that you're making. If you are a spreadsheet person, those are also good to track what it is you're doing and your progress as well. Next is celebrate your wins. Celebrate you tackling that list. Because as you tackle that list towards your goals, that means you're getting a step closer every time. So, like I said, I love doing the happy dance. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Celebrate yourself. Okay. And it motivates you to keep going. All right. Then regularly review your list. And if you have to make adjustments, go ahead and make them. The one thing about these things, we're not married to them. It's not something that's permanent. Like I said before, life happens, it comes in. So, what I would want you guys to do, if you have to pivot to something different, if you have to readjust or maybe, you know, maybe even push off something because of timing, it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. You know, give yourself grace. You got this. All right. So, the key takeaways for breaking down goals. First, start with your end goal in mind. That's that overarching goal that I was talking about. So, like I said, if you want to create a website within the first 90 days, you know, start breaking that down on what you need to do to get there. And another reference, if you have no idea, ask Chatty. Ask Chatty to help you break down action steps needed. It's a great tool to do that. Okay. Work backwards to create actionable steps. Once you have that overall goal of what you want to achieve, again, break it down. Break it down until it's like, okay, I can do this next week. I can do this the following and keep it going. All right. Anticipate roadblocks and plan solutions. Things come up. Things come up. So, say for instance, something came up within your first 90 days and you weren't able to get that website together. Well, that's okay. You might not have been able to do your website. So, you pivoted and did a beacons page, a link in bio page. Just don't stop. That's the biggest thing. Don't stop. All right. Track your progress and pivot when necessary. Again, you can use resources like Trello, Asana, a Excel, or a Google spreadsheet to help keep things in order for you. Um, if you are a person like me that likes to write things down, just need to have that pen and paper, make sure you get yourself a planner and a decent one that has that space where you can write everything you need to write. Alrighty. So before I dive into this part of the presentation, do you guys have any questions about setting goals?
Um, just know you just gave me a little bit more clarity when you was discussing the SMART goals. Like
Mhm.
telling you, I have to reel it all back, reel it all back. When I tell Lord Jesus, help me. My list be too long. And what you said was prioritizing the list. And I don't think that have I ever prioritized the list in the past? No, I just had a whole list of stuff. And then at the end of the day, I'll be like, dang, I didn't do this. And that's what I needed to do most important. Like if it's a bill was due, or if I had something, yeah, bill or whatever I had to do for the house
Mhm.
or some type of appointment, it would be at the bottom of the list because I'm just of the long list because I'm just
Mhm.
writing stuff down that I need to do and that I'm trying to get it all done in one day. And I can't do it in one day.
Gotcha.
Overwhelmed, just overwhelm myself for no reason at all. But I'm getting better.
That's good. That's good. And you know what, Nicola, I can tell you, I was the same way. Um, I used to, because first off, when would come to my list, I would do a brain dump, right? So that meant I would literally just write out every single thing that I knew I had to get done, which it could have been something as simple as putting gas in a car, picking the kids up from school, doing the laundry at the house, sending out emails. I mean, just the normal day to day. And again, I had to start looking at how I was prioritizing things because number one, I didn't want to, and I don't want to, experience burnout. I've done that before. And basically, that comes from piling everything on, and when you do that to yourself, you're piling on anxiety, you're piling on stress, you're piling on frustrations because for some reason, at some point, we were made to believe that we were supposed to do every single thing like a superhero, right? you know, and forget the fact that we too have to eat, we have to sleep, we have to rest, we have our families, we have to take care. Most importantly, we have to take care of ourselves.
Food, what's that? I'm getting another cup of coffee.
you know, so it's so important. We start breaking things down and prioritizing what it is we need to do and get it and get done. Um, and that means at times we're going to have to tell people no. We're going to have to create those boundaries so we can effectively action on the things that we have to do for ourselves. So adding yourself as a priority on your to-do list should be number one, because that'll put you in a mindset of being able to accomplish those goals that you have because you're putting yourself first. You're not thinking of yourself in an afterthought. Okay. And I know as moms, I'm one too. Um, it's very easy for us to do that, right? We'll do everything for someone else or everybody else, and then by the time we get to breathe, when I have days like that, I don't know about you guys, but I can't even function for myself. I wind up passing out on the couch or something. You know, you put a movie on, man, I'm out in like 10 minutes after
Yeah.
I've had a day like that.
You know, I don't know if it was in Misha's one of her classes at Lives a while ago, or I saw this somewhere, and it was like a demonstration, and it says, who are the most important, or what is the most important thing in your life, or who are the most important people in your life, or whatever. And the speaker said, I bet none of you said you are.
Mm, yeah.
It's just everybody else, everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that. Just reminded me, you got to put yourself first. You don't put yourself first, everybody gonna suck you dry, even down to the kids, child, even down to the kids. They go just
Oh,
eat,
yes.
taking. And this boy is taking my dad going to the last minute.
But yeah, you know, it really is so important to remember to put ourselves first. And I've even, you know, even still, I still struggle with that. Um, Especially because I do have a little one running around, so he demands my time. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I work alongside with my mom, so there's other demands there. So it's like everybody needs a piece of me, right? But I have to remember to pull it all back, take care of me, because the business that I'm working on is for my family. So if I cannot do that because I have overextended myself in some kind of way, I'm stressed out, I'm tired, I'm whatever, then I can't work on the business the way that I would effectively. So there's times where I do have to pull back. There's days that, you know, I have to unplug. I I won't be talking, or I'll say a quick hi to everybody and then I'm going for the day. But it's because I have tuned into myself to a point where I'm like, okay, if my body is tired, I need rest. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, step away. And then I've programmed my mind to say it's okay to do that. Because a lot of times we might feel guilty for taking care of us. We shouldn't feel guilty for that. You know, a healthy you creates a healthy mindset, which in all turn creates a healthy business. So it all feeds itself. Now, all right. You guys can still see my screen, okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now we're going to dive into why should we plan on a quarterly basis? You know, what is the reasoning behind that? So, when it comes to planning on a quarterly basis, we're going to take that mindset of switching from the SMART goals for a minute. So, the SMART goals, that's the mindset of working in your business. So, doing all those actionable steps that you need to get it to streamline, to get it to run, start producing revenue, that sort of thing. Basically, all the wheels and the cogs. That's what your SMART goals are. When it comes to the quarterly planning, These are plans to help you toward your long-term goal. Okay. So by the end of the year, what do you ultimately want your business to accomplish? Well, you have that goal. So, say for instance, by the end of the year, you might want your company to produce 4 or 5 figures, right? So, how can you get your company to produce that type of revenue? Well, let's break it down by quarter. So, and this is something that you can also use ChatGPT as well as a tool to help you with these ideas. So, for me, for 2025, say for instance, one of my goals is to be a 5 figure earner, or yeah, a 5 figure earner for my company, right? To break into that. Well, from January to March, that means I'm going to lay the foundation. So for me, that will look like drafting up campaigns for mailers. That will look like getting classes in order, hosting events such as this to, put myself in front of people, have people recognize what it is that I offer, provide value to the community, and I will lay the foundation there. Then from, say, what is it, April, May, June, so second quarter, I might do a big uh a big event, okay? Maybe like a summit or something like that. So when I do that, what prepared me for that with my SMART goals was getting all those actions in place. But I knew from quarterly planning that these were the big things I wanted to hit within those quarters that'll bring me close, if not overachieving my overall goal. Okay. So it kind of works like how can I put it? From the pyramid down. So at the top is your quarterly planning. The next stack would be your SMART goals. Underneath your SMART goals are those actionable steps that you're going to take. Underneath that is that time frame of the quarter you're working in. So we're working on first quarter, and that would be your focus. Okay. So focus on what matters most. Prioritize your tasks based on urgency. This goes with those SMART tasks. This also goes with your quarterly planning. So you have your goals that you want to achieve for that quarter, prioritize them so you can know exactly what your focus will be. So, for instance, you can have a focus a month. Okay. So, January, you might want to focus on your engagement. Then for February, say you have your class coming up. So, that engagement that you built in January and February, for your class, now you have a mailing list that you can utilize. Okay. Then come March, it's like, all right, well, I had the February class. Well, let me follow up with a free session. Let me do a Q&A. Let me re-engage. Let me touch base with these people again, you know, and start looking at it as a cycle rather than a stop and go. It's a continuous cycle. We're continuously moving within our business. We're continuously growing and taking steps to making it better. Um, Number 2, Eisenhower matrix. So has any of you heard of the Eisenhower matrix? Okay.
I haven't, not that one.
Okay. So I'm going to type it in real quick just so you guys can get an idea of what it is. So the Eisenhower matrix is actually a prioritizing tool. Okay. You're taking, let me see if I can make this bigger. Because I'm going to show you the image. All right. So with this, you basically are breaking down your priority. So what is urgent that you can do, which means that that's what you're actioning on now. It's a do it now. what is not urgent, that you can decide to schedule a time to do it. So these are the things that, it has to get done, but it is not detrimental to get it done today. You can actually schedule it out for a time that you can work on it. Then what's not important or but still needs to be done that you can delegate. So in this case, where it says delegate, we might want to put automate because we're in this digital space, right? And a lot of us are solopreneurs, so we're doing this on our own. So what processes can we put in place that would assist streamlining and automating certain things that we have to do in our business? For instance, email campaigns. How can we automate that? Schedule it out. Same thing with our social media postings. You know, do we have to go ahead and just schedule it out? Because if you've made your goals and if you have your action steps, right, that can already help you with scheduling out your content because now you have a clear idea of what it is that you want to do and tackle. So if, say, content creation is a bottleneck for you, once you've knocked those previous steps out, where we put automate, you can create that content that streamlines with everything else. And that's one thing that's off your plate. And you can set it for the future because a lot of them have scheduling abilities. Okay. And then what can we delete? What are some of the things that we have on our to-do list that we really don't have to do? That it's just taking up space that we know we probably not going to get to this time anyway. What can we cut away and cut off of that list? Okay. So that's the Eisenhower decision matrix. It's to help you prioritize from your task list what comes first, second, and third, and fourth. Okay. And then the next is avoid overcommitting. So again, don't feel like you have to take on the world. Okay. Don't feel like you have to do everything, that you have to be in every Zoom call, that give yourself grace. Okay. I want to see what your business is going to look like at the end of 2025. But I can't see it if you burn yourself out or, become so overwhelmed that you can't complete what you put your mind to. So definitely take time, even schedule, if you have to, within each quarter, schedule 2 weeks off. They could be sporadic. You could take a week off in January, a week off in March, but make sure, even with your online business, you're scheduling time for you to just be silent, for you to just be able to, whew, and then come back to it. Okay. Again, identify high priority tasks. So set your focus areas. Review your quarterly objectives. So those plans that you make per quarter, make sure you review them so that your to-dos and your action steps are in alignment with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Break them into categories. So marketing, operations, finance. And these are terms where we may not necessarily think about them. Yes, Nicola, we get vacation too. But we have to make sure we have our steps in place so that our vacation time will be paid time off. So while we're on vacation, we're still generating revenue. And that comes with that automation and all that good stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah. But when it comes to your tasks, break them up into those categories. So marketing, operations, and finance, these are terms that, if you guys aren't using them when you're speaking of your business, start getting comfortable using that business lingo. Because when you approach it as that priority that it is in your life, you start addressing it differently. You start working on it differently. You start seeing it from a different perspective, right? So break your to-dos into categories so you know exactly what to action on and when. All right. An example that's here is a marketing priority. Launch 3 social media campaigns. That can be a to-do for a class that you have coming up. Like Lena mentioned, that's a goal for her. So this could be a possible to-do to assist you to get that, to hit that goal. Alrighty. So any questions so far or any comments? Everybody good? All right. So stay ahead of the clock. Set milestone deadlines. Make sure you track your progress and ensure a timely completion. Again, create a date, a deadline, and stick to it. Make sure that you are holding yourself accountable and committing to your business. Typically, when we add a deadline to it, we treat it with the priority that it should have. But I'm going to tell you guys something. Just because you're setting a deadline for your business and it comes up and it's not there, don't keep pushing it off like it's not important. Commit to yourself. When you set those deadlines, you're committing to yourself. You're saying, hey, I got to get this work done by next Thursday. I have to have this replay out by next Tuesday. That's for me to hold myself accountable so I can make sure that I'm showing up with my best for you guys. All right. So use task management tools. Again, the resources like Trello.com, Asana.com, or even of a simple spreadsheet to help you keep track. Use a Google Calendar, So once you have your action steps, put it on a calendar. Okay, so on Tuesday, I'm going to work on my marketing. I'm going to have Thursday for my creative process. Like I'm just going to create. I'm just going to take time and just play in Midjourney, learn some new tricks, play in ChatGPT, learn some new skills, whatever it is, but have it as a research day. And yes, research does count. All right. Then Friday, you could have a new product day. So every Friday, you might put it out there. Hey guys, here's a new prompt guide. Here's this, here's that. So with all those moving parts, you want to make sure that you keep track of them. And using task management tools will help you do that. Okay. And then break down your projects. So weekly deliverables for manageable progress. Again, every week, maybe do a check-in with yourself on Sundays, right? And be like, okay, since we're already planning for our work week ahead anyway, we plan for our work week. Okay, if you have to travel for work, do that, plan it all out. And once you plan out your work week, then take time to plan out your business week. Okay. So say for instance, if the kids have extracurriculars on Wednesday and hey, I don't have to go pick them up until about 5 o'clock. Well, if you're home, that gives you that time allotted. Well, I know I don't have to leave the house until, I don't know, 4:30. So from 2 to 4:30, I'm going to be dibbling on my business. So learning something new, I'm going to be working on a project, but something. You break it down and carve out those times for you to work on it little by little every day. Every day. Okay. Again, we want to give ourselves grace and we want to make sure that we have a balance. Life can come in and turn us upside down at times. But if we start with learning on the practice of finding balance within ourselves first, then everything will start falling into place. Okay. So I know as an entrepreneur, we don't have a standard 9 to 5 schedule. Some nights we might be up until 2 o'clock in the morning. Some nights, we may be off at 10. We have to make sure that we are providing ourselves balance with what we're working on and also providing rest to ourselves. Okay. Take those moments of being quiet, take those moments of being still when you can. All right. And then allocate time. So when you really need to dive into something you're working on, make sure you carve it out for yourself. Okay. Make sure you're like, okay, this evening when I get home, I'm spending an hour unbothered and I'm working on this, and lock into what you're doing. All right. If you are in a lot of meetings or in Zoom meetings within this space, make sure you have certain times where people can reach you. For me, I'm a coach. So, say for instance, I have multiple people coming to me for a discovery call, to see how I operate as a coach and yeah. I have to have allocated times to do that. Okay. Because I want to make sure, number one, it allows me to prepare. Like, I'm the type, I like being ready. I am not great. I mean, I can do on a whim, but it's not really my strong suit. I love being prepared. So by me allocating that time, it allows me to get myself ready to show up as my best for what it is that I need to do. And even allocate for breaks. It's okay to step away. It's okay to read a book. It's okay to sit. Well, it's wintertime now. I'm a sit outside person. I love sitting outside in the sunshine. Um, but definitely take those time. It's wintertime now, so sit in the chair that's closest to the window. Get some vitamin D coming through the sunshine on you. Just feel it on your face. Take those breaks. Okay. And then it's an example schedule. So, say for in the mornings, that's when we're going to focus on our high focus tasks. So, anything that has our high priority, anything that we know we have to action on, if we have to make phone calls or send out emails, etc., let's go ahead, knock those out in the morning, get them done and out the way. Okay. Afternoon collaborative work. So, if you're having meetings, have them in the afternoons if you can. If you are working on a project with someone in the afternoon, typically after 12 o'clock, after somebody done fed their belly, that's usually the best time to start working on some of those projects because you'll be able to focus. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right. So our key takeaways for quarterly planning, again, prioritizing, going through that list and noting what needs to be done now, what can follow up after that, eliminating some things if we have to, and also marking as scheduling some of those things out. Okay. Deadline management. So manage your deadlines effectively. It helps reduce your stress, especially for me. I used to be a really bad procrastinator, waiting until the very last minute and making my anxiety and everything go up because I'm not prepared properly. So, what I've started to do is if I'm going to have a class, if I'm going to have some type of online event, I start planning it out maybe 2 weeks or a week before. So that allows me time to schedule out my content so you guys are aware of it. It allows me to send out emails. It also allows me to prepare the materials properly so that you guys can have those resources as well. All right. So definitely make sure when it comes to your deadlines for your business, you make them and you commit to them. And if they have to be adjusted, adjust it, but don't put it so far out that you won't do it. Make sure you get your stuff done. All right. A balanced schedule. So create a schedule that balances productivity and your well-being. Again, like Nicola said, she works for 30 minutes, 20-minute break. Works for 30, 20-minute break. Make sure you're giving yourself that time to breathe in between. And even at work, okay? Especially if you have a demanding job, make sure you take 5 minutes to yourself to unplug, because we have to recenter ourselves so that we can be our full self. All right. Break down a goal and prioritize for the quarter. So, one thing that you guys can definitely work on is formulating your goal in your mind, right? And then after you get your overall goal, start breaking it down. What will it take to get you there? How can you prepare action steps that align with it for you to achieve it? Because I know every single person that is in this room right now has the ability to achieve the goals that they put forth in their mind. If God gave it to you as a vision to dream it, it's because you're already capable of being able to do it. And I'm a firm believer of that. So take the time, think about what it is that you want to accomplish in this first quarter. We're not, unless you already know what you want for the year 2025, that's cool. But we're going to start with this first quarter coming up. What do you want to see yourself complete by the time March rolls around? And after you identify that, if you don't know the action steps you have to take, like I said, open up ChatGPT and put it in there and ask it to help you create an actionable list to achieve it. And what you can do, what resonates, you apply it. If there's matters that were noted that you might need help on or work on, let me know. If it's something I can help you with, I'm here. If it's something I don't know about, I'll definitely point you in the direction of a resource that could help you or a person that could help you. And I'm the type of person, let me know when you find out the answer, because I'm interested. Now you piqued my interest because I love learning. So definitely know you have a resource here, especially within the DCT community. So if you have a question, not sure about something, reach out. All right. No, I forgot to enter my link. But let me see. Oop, I forgot to take this slide out altogether. Sorry. But we pretty much are wrapped up with the formal presentation of goal setting. And I hope it was something to really start getting, your wheels turning on how you can approach this first quarter of 2025. All right. Any questions or any comments for me?
This is Denise. I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
My LLC officially started this year, end of May. How do you determine, because I think I was reading off the IRS document or whatever, how to select your first quarter of the year? I know, like from my work, we're already in our first quarter. We in September. How do you go about determining what should be your quarter, especially when you start the business off mid-year?
Well, okay, so you started it off mid-year. So you started it off around what, June, July?
The end of May. Yeah, officially
End of May. Okay.
paperwork's the end of May. Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to look at it from that, so that's what May, April, May, June, July, August, that technically would have been your first quarter. Um, but what I would say is because your business was so new, you operated in it, I would start on a calendar year just so I wouldn't get confused. And that's pretty
Okay.
much like the flow of sales anyway, because you have to remember, even though your business may have started in May, it was wrapping up that quarter, pretty much wrapping up the rest
Yes.
of
Hmm.
the year, right? So as we are entering January, that's your business's clean slate.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm so glad you're here tonight.
I'm here. I'm barely awake, but I'm pushing. I triple book stuff. I'm pushing, as you said, to make sure I get something done.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy to hear that.
Um, I just downloaded Trilio. I've seen
Okay.
it for years, never understood it. What I did was downloaded the Teachable app to my iPad, and girl,
Okay.
I had so many daggone things I signed up for in there, and one of them was this Trilio, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh, I can use this right here," and it's from like 3 years ago. But I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
drop that stuff in the chat GPT and update it.
Yep. Yep. Trello. So I was originally
Oh, I'm
introduced.
saying it wrong. Trello. Really?
Yes. Trello, I was introduced to that actually when I worked in a real estate office. So that was one of the ways we actually kept track of um, the progress of the property, right? So it was an investment firm. So if it was something that we were putting back on the market, we would put it through pretty much the flow chart of the business, like who should be touching what part, where. Um, the managers were able to see, when stuff was checked off. So it cut down a whole lot of back and forth. Everybody was on the same accord and aware. And I realized it was a really helpful tool in just keeping tasks organized. Now, of course, as the business grew, they had went from Trello to Asana, which is a little bit more in depth and a little bit more built out. But I would say for your SMART goals and things like that, um, for me, Trello is definitely something to use for that. And it creates a great visible, and then you can get creative with the background. So, you know, you can make it a little fun and appealing to the eye. All right. Any other questions or comments? All right. Everybody good? All right. Well, I hope this was definitely helpful to you guys. Got those wheels turning on how we are going to rock it, right, for 2025. Like, I don't expect anything less from you wonderful people in this room. You all are capable of it. You all are going to do it. And I can't wait to see it. All right. This is great. Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome. I won $1,000. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something, Nicola. You say you won $1,000 a day, right? You already have your business and everything. Go in there and ask ChatGPT how you can make $1,000 a day. I'm serious. You guys say these things. Go in there and say, hey, I need for you to be an expert business consultant.
Yeah, I have the so I get Forbes. I
Mm-hmm.
get Forbes come to my email, and it's this lady, Jody. No, not Jody Fast Foster. That's the actress. Jody somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And she has the best GPTs. Jody somebody. And it's on Forbes. Ah,
Okay.
let me find the article. I got it here somewhere.
Yes, definitely. But Making $1,000 a day, that's not something that's far-fetched, Denise.
I wanted to say, just looking at the talent in this space, and this is just the art talent that I see. That's not including everyone else's value that they have to bring to the table. One of my coaches was just saying earlier this week, talking about government contracts, that we undervalue all of our work. Um, so look at what value you have and up the prices. So as how the Myron Golden say, so you're not attracting the Walmart client. You can help the Walmart client, but go after your Macy's or your Nordstrom
Mm-hmm.
clients, Neiman Marcus, because there's a market. If you put the ticket price up there, then people will look at you. If you're priced too low, then they think that you're an amateur. They think your stuff is no good, so they're not even looking your way and you're being overlooked. So you may need to look at what value am I pricing my work at? And then you'll get your $1,000 a day and more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what
Absolutely.
I want to do, government contracts. Well, I'm already certified with this SAM, whatever, I can't even remember. It's so many of them. I already have that stuff. I just never used it, and I mean I'm going back to 2000 when I first formed my company, 2006. Z-Mark
Okay.
Enterprises LLC. That's how long I've had this.
All right, let's go. Let's go. It's
I know.
2025 in a few
I
days. Let's do it.
just never
Yes.
got, like, now I have the know-how. This chat GPT stuff is blowing my mind, y'all. I'm creating the GPT for grant writing.
But
So
listen, remember, you know how to get the grants. You don't have to do all the work. So remember to work smarter, not harder.
Yep.
You can contract out the work that you get on the contract. You don't have to be the brains of it all. Go get the contract, and making 50%, 60% is better than making zero.
yeah.
Work the certification. That's all I have to say. You can do
Uh,
it.
Girl, I don't even understand the certification. That's the issue right there. I just was doing stuff. I was like just greedy for knowledge. At that time, look, the kids, my daughter graduated, my son was getting ready to graduate. I've been a mom since I was pregnant 14, had a 15. Girl, I was in a wife, somebody wife at 19. So I've been taking care of everybody else. And when I got time for myself to do so, I was getting everything. I was in school. I was starting these businesses. I was doing all of this stuff. But I didn't know what the crap I was doing though. It looked good.
That's okay, because
I
you're
was
not alone. You're preaching to the choir.
I was getting
But
all the
again,
certification.
2025 is coming one step at a time. We can
Yeah,
do this.
we got it. We got it. We got it.
You
Oh,
got
Absolutely.
it.
Jody Cook is her name.
Jody
Yeah.
Cook.
Forbes. Forbes.
Dorothy also posted it in too. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jody Cook. Yeah, that's the name. I could not remember her daggone name, but she has the best GPTs. When I tell you, yes, on
Oh,
it.
well, I'll be doing some research then. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think she just gave some out this week, right? Because I didn't get to open up the email.
Oh,
Something came from
I
Forbes.
didn't get a chance to look at it. I saw the article. I just saved it to the reading list and kept on going because I can't get stuck going down the rabbit hole. Because if I read that article, then I'm gonna read that other article and that other article and that other article. I'm not getting nothing. I'm in the article time. I'm just time warp. I'm the article time warp. I'm not doing it. Just like I be in the AI image rabbit hole. Can somebody just give me the rope, please? I want to get out of there. I'm in the hole, but I wasn't in the hole today. I've been working. I've been working. I just got off.
Good.
What you call it? Well, like, not a one-on-one, but like a consultant,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
A
Yeah, I made sure,
consultation.
yeah, consultation. I made sure that it was 25 minutes. I was like, listen, we getting up off of here. Yeah. Do this. Boom, 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 and then get back with me, and I'm gonna send you my invoice.
I love it. But yeah, with all those certifications and that you have, Miss Ma'am. All right. I'm gonna mess with you. Take an ask Chatty about them. and
Oh yeah,
take it.
yeah.
And then on top of that, ask Chatty for the target audience that would benefit from that certification and help you provide a product line for those individuals.
Yeah, yeah. I want the government contract, that's what I want. But it's so much stuff you can do. Like what? Like what is it that I'm going to do? It's a slew of stuff.
You gotta figure that part out. What does Nicola want to do?
Come on, Miss Denise. Me and Miss Denise gonna do this together.
We're going to do this together. You're right. That's right. We will partner up and get this done.
Y'all hear this, right? So when I
I'm
be tapping on them and checking on them, y'all,
we
all right.
we gonna be telling the truth too. We're not gonna be looking at each other like, yeah, we
I'll be following up with y'all.
I want to do that. I really do. I really do. I just and it's different now. It's not like when I was doing it back then, asking questions, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it's just easy to get," and they shuffling their papers. I'll be right back, and they'll never come back.
We can do this, and I'll follow up with you because I'm actually going through my certification as well.
Okay.
A little slower pace because I'm doing, self-directed course, but I do have a few live coaching sessions. I had one this week.
Who you going through for your certification?
What is her name? She might have I think she was with Alicia and Lorette. Good gracious, my name is what's her name? I can't think of it. You going to the next, or I'll put it in the group because
Okay.
I'm going blank. Because I think she did certification with Alicia and Lorette as well.
I got the summit. I got the replay. I'm gonna go back and look.
Yeah.
Because I looked at some of them, but I was just looking for Keisha. I'm not gonna lie.
Correct.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's corporate government contract. Well, man, I'll put it in the thing. I'm trying to think of the girl's name right off. I don't know why I'm going blank.
I did see her. I did listen. I don't remember if I did. I got so much stuff bombarded in my head. I don't remember if I listened to her all the way through. But once Misha got, baby, look, that was all I needed. That was all I needed. Because everything that they were talking about, Misha has already given us that information.
He's done everything. I came here just to learn a little bit about Midjourney, and I didn't know that the Lord had me come here about my mindset with her. So I will follow up. So I won't hold up this call.
All right. I definitely thank you guys. And I love the connections in this community. We're constantly growing and building every day. And like I said, I have the title of coach, but please believe I tease people, I'm a retired cheerleader too. So if I have to dust off the pom-poms for you guys to go along with my happy dance,
my girl for the drill team,
I will.
All my double done for McDonald's back in the day, baby. I didn't even know I was doing something for real. I just went for the lunch. Okay, they fed. I had Big Mac, fries. But when it was competition time, I was ready, set, go. That's why these ankles is messed up now.
Same. Took mess mine up too. Dorothy, you can actually reach me on school. I am Michelle Anuntua. So I am one of the DCT coaches, so you can reach me on school there. I will also pop in my email address if you guys want to reach me that way as well. That'll come also directly to me. But yeah, you can reach me either way. Any other questions? We good to go? Y'all ready to start planning and get this moving? All right. Well, I thank y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow for the wrap up of all of this. And yeah, I'm excited to see what y'all do out here in these AI streets. All right. Y'all have a blessed evening, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Looking for a delight. Don't expect some love.
out and let them